Hello, 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 and welcome to Conversations with Ball Girl. I am your host, Lorraine Williams, with BallGirlInc.com, your redefining beauty consultant, and happy new year. Yes, 2020 is over. You hear me? Goodbye. See you later. Good riddance. We tiptoed over into 2021, and I tell you what. I am super excited and I pray that this is the most prosperous year for you to date. Yes, listen, I know that we've set, or maybe you have set some New Year's resolutions, some goals for yourself for this year, and I pray that you make them through. Statistics say that New Year's resolutions don't usually make it 7 days into the new year. We're 7 days and we're almost there, okay? And so I hope that you are still keeping your word to yourself, keeping your promise to yourself. And if not, maybe just reevaluate the goal. Don't just throw the goal out and just be done with it. It's funny because I am goal driven and I kind of wanted to share with you. I thought this was appropriate to share with you at this time about some of the goals I set for myself. Now, keep in mind, I don't set my goals to begin on January 1st. I just don't do that. My year starts with my birthday, right? And so the beginning of September, I start to do an evaluation on things that went right and things that went wrong the following year. And for me, in the middle of 2020, it was a little bit difficult, but it is what it is. It's something I've been doing for a long time. So I started doing it, right? And so I had determined that I would do something about this knee because you guys know that, some of you know anyway, I have been having knee problems for about 2 years, coming up on 2 years. And next week, I will be having a procedure to correct this problem with my knee that has kind of been keeping me a little, I don't know the word. It's just been holding me back on a few things. And I had made a decision at the first of the year, I would take care of that. And so I will be doing that next year. So it was a goal that I had to set for a later date, but it's a goal that I will keep at the appointed time. And so now the appointed time is here. And that's what I mean about readjusting your goals for you have your goals, right? But you set your goals according to the plan or where you want to be. And so I need to be more mobile. You guys know I used to run, and although I don't miss the actual act of running, I do miss what running did for me mentally and physically. And so I don't know that the surgery will get me back to running, but it will definitely have me back more mobile. And I had plans to, once the surgery was complete and, I was given the green light, that I would get back to bike riding. So this leads me to what I want to talk to you about today, right? So because, I love the groups. So when I say groups, now let me clarify. I mean groups like that ride bikes and run. I don't like group projects. We've already been there. I'm wrapping up this master's program. Anytime it's a group project, Lorraine got a solid attitude because listen, I am responsible for my own stuff. And I don't like, working in a group project and everybody pulling their own weight. Let's just say that. But in these groups where we ride and we run, there is camaraderie, there is cheering on, there is encouragement, and we all get through at our own pace, right? So I like those kind of groups because, it's good for you, right? It makes you feel good. Anyway, so one of these groups that I'm in, they have set a goal, and I'm not gonna say they. It's my girl Stephanie, my sister friend. She pushes. She is a pusher. If you read my book, and you should have, it's So Me, available at LorraineWilliams.com, LorraineMWilliams.com. But anyway. Stephanie set a goal for the group that in 90 days, well, we set our own goal, but we set a goal for 90 days. So how many miles would you ride in 90 days? Now, I jumped into it. Yeah, I'm going to do X amount of goals in 90 days, miles, excuse me, child, I'm running on. X amount of miles in 90 days. Now, listen, can I be real? Y'all know I ain't been on my bike all last year or the year before that because I've been having knee issues, right? And I can't fall because it would make it worse. But anyway, the hype. all the hype, everybody jumping in. I'm thinking about all the good times we had on the bike, and I'm like, I want to be in. I'm gonna do it. It might take me. I'll set a low goal. I'll set a low goal. I'll be able to do it, but I'll be in, right? Girl, bye. I got on that bike the first day. My knee was like, if you don't sit down, sad all the way, take all the available seats in the house. And I was like, but I so wanted to do it. And in hindsight, listen, that wasn't a part of my goal. That was not where I wanted to be. Per my plans earlier, right? I had set a goal to be consistent with riding my bike. That did not mean a certain amount of miles in 90 days. That meant, and I actually said, let me correct that. What I said was, I actually want to ride my bike in 2021. That doesn't say I'm gonna ride it 6 times a day, 6 times a week. It doesn't say I'm gonna ride 300 miles in 90 days, because that's what I said. Now, you know darn well I could not do that. There is rehab that has to happen. There's a lot of things that has to go into setting goals. Listen, when I set my goals, I think them through, right? And that's the thing I think too about setting goals. We need to be honest about where we are and set small goals so that we can reach the bigger goal, right? And so my small goal is to get me to the bigger goal. The bigger goal is that I can get back to riding my bike the way I used to, right? But to begin, I need to take baby steps. And when we set goals, when we're realistic about setting our goals, yes, we stretch ourselves, because you do want to stretch yourself so you can grow. But you also want to set attainable goals, right? And so an attainable goal for me was not 300 miles in 90 days, because I have an injury and I have to get the surgery and I have to recuperate and I have to go through physical therapy and I have to do all of those things before I can begin to work on a longer bike riding goal. You understand what I'm saying? And so after I did that, I'm like, girl, that was not a part of the plan. That was not what you were supposed to be doing. So I reassessed my goal, right? I went back to the original goal. I remember when I used to run, when I first started running, I remember when I got to running 3 miles, right? I was super excited because that meant I could run a 5K. And I had ran my 5K and it was the worst time-wise anyway. But I completed it. My goal was to complete the 5K and I did it, right? I trained, I ran, I did the race, and I was good, right? And so then the next goal was to shorten the time it took me to do a 5K. So while I was doing that, a lot of my friends were already running. And I had a set of friends that were running. Let me just say that. So they were all running this race that comes up every year in May. It's called Broad Street Run in Philadelphia, and it is like a big deal. And so in my heart, I wanted to run this race, but my mind had not accepted that. My heart of heart had not conceived that I could do it, right? So when my friends were saying, well, you can train and do it, I knew I could train, but I didn't believe I could do it. And in completing of the goal, you have to believe or see yourself completing that goal. And I did not. And I remember when I got to 5 miles and they were like, you ready now? And I'm like, wait a minute, the Broad Street Run is 10 miles. I ran 5, right? And I still had not conceived it. And I remember or recall one day I was running and I think I had made it up to 6 miles. And I was running this one particular day. And as I was running, I saw myself crossing a finish line. And at the top of it, it said 10 miles. And when I saw that in my mind, in the heart of my mind, I knew I was ready. Right? So then when it came time, Broad Street at the time, they opened the doors and the first ones in were able to get a spot. And so I set my alarm to be ready so that when the link opens up to sign up for Broad Street, I would be ready. And so when the link opened up, I signed up for the race because I had already conceived in my mind, in my heart of my heart, that I could complete the race. And this is what I'm sharing with you today about all these goals and all this rambling I'm doing about what I was doing. Listen, you have to conceive in your mind that you can do it. Yes, you can train. And yes, your goals should stretch you, but set goals that you are able to accomplish, like small goals. Like instead of you saying, I want to lose 50 pounds by February, how about you lose 10 pounds by February? It's easier to get to the bigger goal. We take one bite at a time, spread it out, celebrate the small steps to the bigger goal. We always want everything so fast. Listen, I am the one that wants to just be done with all of this therapy and just get back to where I used to be. But it's going to be a process. So I've set in place goals for myself, achievable goals, that I'll be able to get this surgery, get through therapy, and get back into regular or consistently writing and possibly running, right? But it's going to be a process. I'm not going to sign up for any races. I'm not going to, sign up for any tours. I'm not going to set any unrealistic goals. My goal is to be consistent, and that's what my goal is. And so I can't allow other people to put pressure on me to complete something that I know that I'm not quite ready for. And yes, we do have friends that hold us accountable, and you should. My friend's job for me with my goal is to make sure that I am consistent, that I do what I said I can do or I was going to do, right? And so I just want to encourage you today to take a look at your goals. If you're feeling like I'm not going to make it, or if you're at that point at the already this week of the new year saying, I can't do this, just reevaluate it. Maybe you just need to cut it back a little bit. Maybe you need to stretch it out a little bit longer to complete the goal that you set out for yourself. Just take the time that you need for you to do what's best for you. I hear a lot of people saying that they're going to spend time this year taking care of themselves and implementing self-care and self-love exercises. And part of that is loving yourself enough to know to give yourself time to do those things that you need to do, to reevaluate. It's okay to fall back a little bit. Maybe that was a little bit lofty for right now. I am going to do X, Y, Z to get to here, right? And so once you do that, it makes you, when you accomplish those small goals, it encourages you to go to the next goal. So maybe you just need to chop that goal up a little bit. How about trying that first before quitting? So I just, again, want to encourage you that you can attain this goal. You can reach your mark. Just be honest and true with yourself in the process. So, guys, if you have any questions for me, I can be reached at info@baldgirlinc.com. I am on Facebook at Baldgirl Inc. I am on Instagram at Conversations with Baldgirl, and I'm on Twitter with Conversations with Baldgirl. And yes, we have uploaded the Conversations with Baldgirl YouTube channel. It will get better. I'm just starting out, so don't be sending me stuff talking about you can do XYZ, because guess what? I'm doing. I'm going to be consistent with putting up videos, and as I get consistent with putting up videos, they will get better, right? Okay, guys, so I'm not going to keep you any longer. Remember, greatness resides on the inside of you. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. And until next time, go and be great.